Ooh. Trying to get that glare down for y'all. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Smashing that like and subscribe for me always helps out. But today, thinking pink. Go ahead. Anything pink that you've got in your fly box, go ahead and get out. I'm going to show you 3 of my top pink fly patterns for spring and summer fly fishing. As a matter of fact, 2 of these patterns have caught me 2 of my personal best trout, both the brown trout and most recently my brook trout that I just caught yesterday, as a matter of fact, on my pink slush mop fly that I learned from a buddy. He's not my buddy, but I wish he was my buddy, Cheech, over at Fly Fish Food. I'm sure he's a great guy, but he's an excellent fly tyer, and he showed me a nice, easy mop fly to tie that's just pure junk. And I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack from some of those purist fly anglers out there. But hey, I caught a 17-inch hog of a brook trout yesterday on this pattern, and so I don't really care. So let's get on into it. First thing we're going to grab is a size 12 jig streamer hook. And we're going to put a 4mm slotted tungsten bead on that in metallic pink. Make sure the bead's oriented correctly. Pop it in the vise. And let's grab some 0.015 lead wire. We're going to body wrap that just to lock that in place. Maybe about 7-8 times. And then push that up into the bead. And you may have to work that in there, kind of smash it up into that a little bit. Yeah, this Hannock bead is a little narrow. I didn't quite get that all the way on there, but let's do the trick. And get some pink thread loaded up. Start it on the hook here, and then we're going to dam up that lead wire just to keep that bead in place. Really hope everybody's having a happy Fly Tie Friday. I know I am. Got a special package from my buddy Dave over at House Bourbon. You should go check him out. I got a video coming out on a little gift he sent me today. So Dave, if you're out there, I really appreciate it, bud. There's a video coming. I'm gonna show you what I got. And hopefully Dave will show you how you can get it, because they're cool. Right there. See it a little bit better with the beard in the background. Let's stuff that in there. There we go. Go check out Dave over there at House Bourbon. I have to clean that out now. All right, so bring that down. You don't have to go all the way, but let's just get some thread on that. Cover up the hook shank a little bit. Okay. This material is slush jelly. You guys have definitely seen me use this material a whole bunch. And fire pink. Snip you off a nice size mop. You're going to see how these fibers kind of flow. There's a flat side and a long side. I like to tie them like that, long side, okay? Normally I strip off a little fiber here at the end, but I want you to just keep that fiber on that. So we're going to use that to build up a body. There we go. Real tight thread wraps here. That's good. Looking good. Looking trashy already. Some of them purists out there are just cussing me right now. Like, what is this trash? This is a fish catcher, y'all. So if you're interested in going out and just standing around in water and casting, don't tie this pattern. If you're interested in catching fish, tie this up and fish it. If you're interested in catching big fish, tie this up. We're just getting a little blend here of some dubbing. What I got here is a 50-50 of the shell pink flow. Right there, shell pink flow, and the UV light pink. We get about 50-50 of that. Dub that on. Doesn't have to look pretty or anything. Let's start wrapping that up a little bit. Let's add a little bit more. Kind of undershot that a little bit. I don't need much more, but I do need a little more. I'm just taking that 50-50 blend and I'm just blending it in my fingers like that. Okay? Nothing crazy. There we go. That's better. Now grab your whip finishing tool. Whip it good. Nice pink hot spot right there. Probably a little wider than I normally tie them up, but that's all good. Fish are gonna eat it. They don't care. They don't care about dimensions typically. All right, get your dubbing brush here. Let's tease that out real good. Yeah, that's gonna flow nice in there, just like that. Perfect. And you can leave the tail however long you'd like. That's maybe a little bit too long for what I like it. I like about the length of the actual hook shank itself. Just come here kind of at an angle where you like it and pop it off there. I like that. That looks good. And then if you want to add a little durability to it, got a few stragglers in there. Want to add some durability to this, just go ahead and get you some UV resin and just pop it on the thread here. Try to get to some of these thread wraps on the bottom right here. Soak it in real good. This flow really absorbs into the thread and the material. And just really, once you cure it, it makes a nice seal. At least for me. You can use super glue, that's fine. So that's it, my PB brook trout on this pattern right here. Videos coming, likely Sunday or Monday on that one. I've also got a video dropping Sunday morning. You should check it out. I went fishing with some good friends that I met on Airbnb actually. Zach and Kyler. They were fantastic. We had us a wonderful trip, and that video is going to be dropping on Sunday. So make sure you check that out. All right, there's one. Now there's one pink one that you have to tie and fish it. Put it in your box. Keep it. Excellent for swift water and murky water. This is the one. This is one of my go-to patterns for sure. All right. Next one, same exact hook, same size 12. And get a different bead though. This is the hairline in the light metallic pink at 3.8 millimeter. And the barb is kind of hanging up a little bit on this. And that's okay, hopefully. We can still push through. Hopefully. There it goes. All right, got it. Let's go ahead, same thing, about 7-8 wraps. Let's push that up in there. And then the excess, you just kind of helicopter, pinch it with your thumbnail, helicopter it. Go ahead and get that going. Your thread again, we're going to dam up that wire. Keep that head nice and pinned. There we go. All right. That thread wrapped nice and tight around this shank here. Come all the way down to the end. Build up a little bit of a hump at the tail there. And somewhat try to hold the material up. We're going with the pink flamingo. This is my squirmy wormy variation. Not much of a variation. I just use kind of a two-tone in pink, and the tail has kind of already got the pre-squiggles in it. I like that. And then the body wrap is kind of the old school squirmy worm material right there. But let's take this for the tail and let's try to find a spot where we're going to like it to hang. That looks all right. This material is ridiculous to work with, just letting you know, giving you a heads up. Very difficult. It looks like a simple fly, but I mess them up still all the time. And it's just because of this material. It's difficult to tie. So you got to somewhat carefully keep your tension right so it doesn't want to slide on you or anything like that. But inevitably it will, and you just have to kind of continue to make adjustments. And I'm putting some tension on this because I want build somewhat of a body, but I want to keep it flat at the same time. So I'm getting as much as I can out of it without compromising anything too much. All right, once I get it up to there, I'm just going to take some securing wraps. We're just going to kind of get some tension on it, get your scissors close and snip, and then it should suck in. Now when I wrap back, let's go ahead and tighten it down and try to get some tighter wraps. And that's going to further smash your body down and further secure that, make it more durable for you. Historically, these flies are not very durable. This one though is moderately durable. I'm sure the pros out there can tie a more durable squirmy than I can, but hey, I'm just an amateur hooking lips, man. That's me. All right. So now we're going to grab the two-tone body material. Appreciate everybody tuning in out there. If you could, smash that thumbs up for me and hit that subscribe and tag along. I'm showing you 3 pink patterns that are must-have for your fly box, and we're on number 2 right now, the pink flamingo. All right, so to start the body, get the two-tone pink here. You're going to see why I like this material for the body. Let's try to tie it in carefully. You don't want to tie this in too tight because it'll just kind of split it. There we go. All right, once I get that tied in, I'm going to take some forward wraps again, and then I'm just going to use my thread to further even the body out as much as I possibly can. Without snapping your thread in half. Good enough. Good enough. All right. Same direction with the body wraps, Okay, we want to go the same direction as your thread on this one. You're going to adjust the tension every time and then put your thumb right there or your finger and kind of lock that in each wrap. The more tension you put on this, the thinner your body. The less tension you use, the thicker the body. And that looks all right. Once you're happy and satisfied, and if you're like me, typically you never are, and you're just, real particular about how they look. But I promise you, the fish don't care. They see a worm, they eat a worm. That's how simple their life is. This kind of looks nice and grubby too. I like the body looking like that. All right, once we get that tied in real well, let's put some tension on it. Snip it. It'll suck on in there. Grab your whip finishing tool. And let's build up another pink hot spot. Starting with some nice light wraps and then progressing to more firm pressure wraps on top of that. Man, we're almost there. That looks quite scrumptious. Finish it up. Get your fly finish flow. Pop a drop right there on your thread wraps. Let that soak in real good there. And then back here, let's cure that first. There's a little spot on the back that I want to get. There's some thread wraps right there that I want to seal up real well. So I'll just cure that for now, leaving my vise upside down so I can get to it a little better. And just get some UV flow right there. Hit it again, cure it up. Now, if you're concerned about getting any of this, if you get this UV flow on the actual squirmy wormy material, it will break it down. I don't know why it breaks it down, but it does. And so you just have to be very particular about getting it only on the thread. Okay, that's why you saw me kind of move the tail out of the way and kind of get that separated off of there. But up top, I just used it right on the thread. Should be okay. Honestly, normally when I tie this, I just simply forgot, but you can use this, the water-based head cement. This works really good on squirmy wormy material and it won't break it down. So you can always use that as well too. And why not just for fun? Pop some of that on there. That'll soak in there too, and that dries nice and clear once it dries. And it won't mess with it. So it's good stuff. Okay. Here is number 2, right here. A fly pattern that you need in your fly box for sure. You will catch trout on this pretty much all the time, but it works really well in, again, murky conditions, swift water conditions. Gives them kind of something larger to kind of hone in on. And fish, they eat worms. So, it looks like a worm. Don't tell me why they like pink, but sometimes they just can't spit this out. So tie that up. All right, let's review. You got your pink slush mop fly. Okay. You got your pink flamingo. All right. These 2 patterns, tie them up. Last one. We're sizing down just a little bit. We're going from the 12 to the 14, but the same style jig hook. We're going to get that Hannock bead back on there. That's the metallic pink. The barb's kind of hanging up on this one too, but there we go, got it. All right, gonna secure this a little different. I'll show you a different way of securing this with lead wire if you guys would like to try it. Go ahead and get the thread started a little bit first. Snip that out. Take whatever lead wire that you're doing or using, insert it in the head. Helicopter that out. There. If you're using tungsten beads that have a very thin slot, like this Hannock bead, so these Hannock beads, they just have a very thin slot in comparison to the hairline beads. Hairline beads have a little bit more room, so when you wrap, especially the .015, you can push it up forward and it'll fit. Earlier I tried to do that with this Hannock bead and it wasn't really smashing in there real well. So that's why I kind of changed that up a little bit. But whatever works for y'all, you do find whatever works. So just showing you guys a different way right there. All right, bring this thread all the way to the back, and then get out some pink crystal flash. Looks like that. If you don't have any pink crystal flash, you need to get it. This stuff's very versatile, and you can you can use it for a lot of things. You can use it for ribbed bodies, tails, flashback if you want. I've used it for a lot of different purposes, but I like to put a little flashy tail on my flies. I like to think that it helps out. Some people don't. That's cool. You can skip this step. You'll probably still catch fish too. But I like a tail. By the way, this pattern is called the Bubblicious. Bubblicious. Because you're going to catch a bubba trout on this. All right, so just took 3 strands of this crystal flash, tied it up, forward a little bit, and now we're going to fold it back on itself, tie it back, go underneath everything just 1 or 2 times. Helps that tail stand up a little bit, and then secure it down. Let's find the 3 longer sections. Let's cut that free. We can use that for the next fly tail. All right, now let's go back to that slush jelly. We're gonna keep the same color going. Fire pink. I've had good luck on this fire pink. Good God, if I can find the end to it. There we go. I'm gonna tie multiple of these. I'm only gonna tie 1 on this video, but you cut you off a little chunk. About 7-8 inches should get you about easy 2 or 3 flies. Beginners, you might be able to squeeze 4 out of that. But how's everybody doing today out there? You guys having a good Friday? I hope so. I hope you guys are doing good. Smash that like and subscribe for me if you're new out there. We're going to trim this up just a tick, about a barb's length or so, okay? All right, take your slush jelly, find the end. You'll see where fibers will flow in a certain direction, so we're going to find the end here and strip off some of the fiber. So you can find a tie-in point. Once we find that, let's secure that. Real tight wraps right there. There we go. And as we come forward, we can even out the body with the thread. Doesn't really matter much on this pattern, but if you're particular, go for it. Grab some super glue. This is super glue liquid form. It's just exploding on me. Put a thin little drop right there. Hopefully I can get this open later. All right, let's make several wraps up front here. So we're gonna use our rotary function. Now we're going reverse on this one, okay? On the pink flamingo worm, we went with the thread wrap. This one, we're going opposite. Couple turns, and then we're just gonna kind of palmer it or kind of fluff it back. You can do it every turn if you like, if you're seeing that things are kind of folding down on you. We just want to keep most of those fibers going back on it. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. This needs to be tight though. So keep some good solid tension on your material as you're wrapping. I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't counting how many wraps I'm doing, but basically I'm wrapping enough, one more, to basically get it right to the head. And then I'm gonna lock that down. Once and twice. Fold some of that material back, get a couple wraps, and then now you're good to knock this free here. There we go. That material we'll save for later. All right, let's grab some dubbing. What dubbing do I want to use here? Let's go ahead and, so I got some UV pink. Let's use the UV pink. Sometimes I'll do UV light pink, sometimes regular pink, but UV pink. Grab you a pinch of that UV pink and go ahead and let's get it dubbed on there. There we go. Pull some of that material back and let's start using this dubbing to kind of push that back a little bit there, perfect, and come forward on it. And you know what we're gonna do. Let's build up a nice pink hot spot right there with our whip finishing tool. Probably about, I think that was 6 turns or so. It should be good enough. The Bubblicious. There it is. Okay. Dub and brush. Last thing to get some of that. Be careful. Don't hit your thread, but get on there. Get some of that UV pink dubbing. And slice that out so it kind of flows with that slush jelly. Just like that. You're going to get some good UV properties on that. Stuff, and also with the tail there. Crystal flash on your tail. That's going to look good. All right, finishing it up. Little flow right there on the thread wraps. It's going to seal that up real well once we get that cured. That's going to do it. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. We definitely had some viewers out there. And I'll upload this video so you guys can rewatch it and everything later down the road. But they're simple patterns. Once you start getting, you tie a few of them, you'll remember it forever. So, must-have fly patterns. Okay, here they are. Hook and lips on the Bubblicious. Come up. An oar. Hook and lips. Oh. Well, I don't know what the fish feels like. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. We'll catch you later.